Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Your words have power. Your words have life. And the greatest conversation you will ever have isn't with your boss, your spouse, or even your pastor. It's the conversation you have with yourself. Yes, you, that voice inside your head, that inner dialogue, that narrative running 24/7, shaping your world, framing your future, and influencing your destiny. Now, I want you to lean in and hear me clearly. For the next 3 days, I'm challenging you to talk to yourself differently. Talk to yourself like you already know victory is yours. Talk to yourself like you're already free. Talk to yourself like you're stepping into something greater. Because you are. Here's the thing. Too many of us spend our time tearing ourselves down. We say, I'm not good enough. I'll never get there. It's too late for me. But let me tell you, that kind of talk is not coming from God. It's coming from fear. And fear is a liar. Fear will tell you to stay where you are. Fear will convince you that you can't. But faith, faith will tell you that mountains can move. Faith will tell you that walls can fall. Faith will tell you that walls can fall. Faith will tell you that you're bigger than what's trying to hold you back. So for the next 3 days, I want you to shift your words and say this to yourself. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I have purpose. I have power. I have potential. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm not a victim. I'm a victor. I'm stepping into something new, something greater, something beyond what I've ever imagined. And don't just say it, believe it. Stand in the mirror and look yourself in the eye if you have to. Speak over your life with conviction, because what you speak into the atmosphere will take root in your heart. And when it takes root in your heart, it will show up in your actions. And when it shows up in your actions, you'll see it manifest in your life. The Bible says life and death are in the power of the tongue. If you've been speaking death, if you've been speaking defeat, I'm challenging you to reverse it for the next 3 days. Replace it with life. Replace it with hope. Replace it with truth. You've got to tell yourself, I'm not stuck where I am. I'm growing. I'm evolving. I'm becoming everything I was created to be. And let me tell you this, it's not just about positive thinking. It's about aligning your words with your faith. Because when you speak faith, heaven responds. When you declare victory, chains break. When you proclaim your future, the doors of opportunity start swinging wide open. So for the next 3 days, don't let your words be careless. Don't let them be empty. Let them be powerful. Talk to yourself like the masterpiece you are. Talk to yourself like you are chosen, anointed, and destined for greatness, because you are. 3 days, my friend, just 3 days, and watch what happens. Talk to yourself like this, and you'll begin to see your life shift in ways you never thought possible. Because when you change your words, you change your world. Amen? Amen? The power of self-talk is one of the most underestimated forces in shaping who we are and the direction our lives take. Every single day, whether we realize it or not, we are in constant dialogue with ourselves. It is the voice in our head that narrates our experiences, interprets our circumstances, and sets the tone for how we perceive and respond to the world around us. This inner conversation holds immense power because it influences our thoughts, emotions, decisions, and ultimately our destiny. What you say to yourself, whether in moments of triumph or despair, is the foundation upon which your beliefs about yourself and your life are built. At the core of self-talk is the simple yet profound truth that words carry energy. They are not neutral, they shape reality. Your internal dialogue is either a tool for building or a weapon for destruction. Every time you tell yourself, I can't do this, you are constructing a mental wall, brick by brick, that reinforces the idea of impossibility. Conversely, when you affirm, I am capable, You lay down a path that leads to perseverance and achievement. The mind is incredibly receptive to the words we feed it, and it responds accordingly. Over time, these words become the filters through which you view the world and your place within it. Self-talk is powerful because it operates at the intersection of the conscious and subconscious mind. When you repeatedly speak or think something, it doesn't just stay at the surface level of your thoughts. It seeps into your subconscious where it becomes a belief. Beliefs, in turn, drive your actions and behavior. For example, if you consistently tell yourself, "I am not good enough," this thought will eventually become a core belief that influences how you approach challenges, relationships, and opportunities. You may find yourself holding back, doubting your capabilities, or settling for less because you've internalized the idea that you don't deserve more. The tragic irony is that this self-defeating behavior then reinforces the original thought, creating a vicious cycle that can feel impossible to break. On the other hand, when you speak positively to yourself, you open up new possibilities. Positive self-talk is not just wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is a deliberate act of reprogramming your mind to focus on what is constructive and empowering. When you say, "I can handle this," even in the face of adversity, you activate a part of your brain that begins to look for solutions and opportunities instead of dwelling on the problem. Your words signal to your mind that it's time to rise to the occasion. And this shift in perspective can make all the difference in how you handle the situation. It's not about denying the difficulty of what you're facing, but about choosing to believe that you have what it takes to overcome it. And one of the reasons self-talk is so powerful is because it affects your emotions. Words are not just abstract concepts, they are deeply tied to your feelings. When you tell yourself, "I am a failure," that thought doesn't just stay in your mind. It triggers feelings of shame, sadness, or hopelessness. These emotions then influence your energy, motivation, and overall outlook. On the other hand, when you tell yourself, "I am learning and growing," you create a sense of encouragement and hope that fuels your ability to keep going. Your words act as the thermostat for your emotional state, setting the temperature for how you navigate life's challenges. The power of self-talk is also evident in how it impacts your relationships. The way you speak to yourself often sets the tone for how you interact with others. If your inner dialogue is filled with self-criticism, you may find yourself projecting those insecurities onto the people around you. You might become overly defensive, withdrawn, or critical of others because you're operating from a place of self-doubt. On the other hand, when your self-talk is grounded in self-compassion and confidence, you are more likely to extend grace, understanding, and kindness to those around you. Your inner conversation creates the foundation for how you show up in the world and how you connect with others. Another crucial aspect of self-talk is its influence on your resilience. Life is full of challenges, and how you talk to yourself in moments of difficulty can either strengthen your resolve or weaken it. When you face setbacks and tell yourself, "This is too hard, I can't do it," you give up before you've even tried. But when you say, "This is tough, but I'll figure it out," you empower yourself to keep moving forward. Your words have the power to either diminish your spirit or ignite a fire within you. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from adversity. It's about the internal dialogue that sustains you during the process. The science behind self-talk also supports its transformative power. Studies in psychology and neuroscience have shown that the brain doesn't distinguish much between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you repeatedly tell yourself something, your brain begins to accept it as truth, regardless of whether it is objectively accurate. This is why affirmations and positive self-talk are so effective, They create a mental blueprint for what you want to achieve. They create a mental blueprint for what you want to achieve. For example, athletes often use self-talk as a tool to enhance their performance. By visualizing success and affirming their abilities, they prepare their minds to deliver the results they desire. This same principle applies to any area of life where you want to grow or excel. Self-talk also plays a significant role in shaping your identity. The words you use to describe yourself, whether internally or externally, become part of how you see yourself. If you consistently refer to yourself as not good with money, for instance, you are reinforcing a narrative that influences your financial decisions and behaviors. But when you begin to say, I am learning to manage my finances wisely, you open the door to a new identity, one that aligns with the person you want to become. Your self-talk is like a mirror reflecting the version of yourself you believe in, and that reflection shapes your actions and outcomes. It's important to recognize that changing your self-talk is not always easy, especially if you've spent years speaking to yourself in a negative or critical way. Negative self-talk often stems from deep-seated fears, past experiences, or societal conditioning. It takes intentional effort to unlearn these patterns and replace them with more empowering ones. The first step is awareness. Paying attention to the words you use when you think about yourself or your circumstances. Once you become aware of negative self-talk, you can begin to challenge it and replace it with affirmations that align with your goals and values. Consistency is key when it comes to transforming your self-talk. It's not enough to say something positive once and expect immediate results. Just as negative self-talk becomes ingrained through repetition, positive self-talk requires the same level of commitment to take root. Over time, as you consistently speak life over yourself, you will begin to notice subtle but significant changes in your mindset, emotions, and behavior. The shift may be gradual, but it is powerful and lasting. Self-talk is a gift that allows you to take control of your narrative. It is a tool that empowers you to rewrite the stories you've been telling yourself and create a new reality. When you speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and faith, you unlock the potential within you to achieve things you once thought were impossible. Your words are a declaration of what you believe about yourself and your future, and they have the power to turn those beliefs into reality. In the end, the power of self-talk lies in its ability to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life you want to create. It is not just a mental exercise, but a profound act of self-love and self-respect. When you choose to speak to yourself with intention and positivity, you honor the truth of who you are and the greatness you were created for. Imagine just for a moment that you could transform your life with something as simple as the words you speak. What if I told you that in just 3 days you could change the way you see yourself, how you engage with the world, and the opportunities that come your way, all by speaking life into your own reality? For 3 days, commit to speaking words that build, words that inspire, words that align with the truth of who you are and the greatness you are meant to achieve. This challenge is not a quick fix, but a doorway into a deeper understanding of the power that lies in your voice. Every day, you and I have the choice to speak life or to speak death, to affirm who we are or to deny our potential. The words we use to talk to ourselves and others are the building blocks of our mental, emotional, and spiritual world. What we say not only reflects our current state of being, but also shapes our future. We live in a world that is often harsh, critical, and full of negativity. It's easy to adopt that same tone in the conversations we have within our own minds. But I want to challenge you to change that. I want you to choose for the next 3 days to speak life. No matter the circumstances, no matter the challenges, no matter the challenges that you faced, no matter the ones that you survived and made a bounce back. Think about the words you speak to yourself on a typical day. Are they words of encouragement or of defeat? Do you say things like, "I'll never be able to do this," or "I'm just not good enough," or "I'll always be stuck where I am"? These words may feel like the truth in the moment, especially when you're facing difficulty. But let me tell you something. These words are lies. They do not reflect the truth of who you are. They do not reflect the truth of your potential. You are not defined by your mistakes, your past, or your limitations. You are defined by the greatness inside of you. And it's time you started speaking to yourself in alignment with that truth. The challenge here is simple. For 3 days, choose to speak only life over yourself and your circumstances. For 3 days, refuse to allow negativity or doubt to rule your inner dialogue. Instead, replace it with affirmations of strength, possibility, and purpose. When you wake up in the morning, declare to yourself that today is a day for progress, a day for growth. Speak life into the areas where you felt stuck. Speak life into the areas where you felt stuck. Declare over your career, your relationships, your health, your finances, "I am capable. I am deserving of success. I am worthy of love. I am growing and evolving every single day." But I understand that this might feel like a daunting task. After all, if you've spent years speaking negatively to yourself, it might feel strange or even insincere to suddenly speak words of affirmation and faith. But don't let that stop you. Just because something feels unfamiliar doesn't mean it's not true. The truth is, we often underestimate the power of our words, but they have the ability to reprogram our minds and transform our hearts. They are the tools by which we shape our reality. And in these 3 days, you have the opportunity to begin shifting the trajectory of your life by simply choosing to speak life. Now let's break this challenge down. In these 3 days, it's not about denying the difficulties you face. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect when it's not. No, speaking life is not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing to see beyond the immediate challenges. It's about choosing to focus on your strength rather than your weakness, your potential rather than your limitations. You don't have to ignore your struggles, but you do have the power to choose how you frame them. Instead of saying, "This is too hard, I can't do it," speak the truth. "This may be difficult, but I am more than capable of overcoming it. This challenge will make me stronger." For the next 3 days, I want you to pay close attention to the words you use when you talk about your life. Listen to the tone of your self-talk. When you face challenges, do you speak as if you are defeated, or do you speak with determination? If you catch yourself speaking negatively, gently replace those words with affirmations of faith. For example, instead of saying, "I'll never get ahead," say, "I am making progress every single day. I have more than made it. I am making progress every single day." Instead of saying, "I always mess things up," say, "I am learning and growing from every experience." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am worthy of success, love, and happiness." Instead of saying, "I'm not." What happens when you begin to speak life into your own existence? The first thing that happens is that your mindset begins to shift. As you declare that you are capable, deserving, and worthy, you start to see yourself through a new lens. You no longer see yourself as a failure or as someone who is stuck in their circumstances. You begin to see yourself as someone who is on the rise, someone who has the power to change their reality. This shift in mindset is crucial because it's the foundation of everything that follows. When you believe that you can, your actions will align with that belief. You will take steps toward your goals with more confidence and conviction. But it's not just about mindset. Speaking life has a profound impact on your emotions as well. Have you ever noticed how you feel after a particularly negative or critical conversation with yourself? It leaves you drained, defeated, and discouraged. But when you speak positively, when you speak life, your emotions begin to reflect that shift. Instead of feeling hopeless or overwhelmed, you feel energized, encouraged, and empowered. Your emotions are a reflection of your thoughts, and your thoughts are shaped by the words you speak. When you choose to speak life, you choose to invite positive emotions into your experience. The power of speaking life also extends to your relationships with others. When you speak life to yourself, you begin to see others differently as well. You become more compassionate, more patient, and more understanding. When you are kind to yourself, it's easier to extend that kindness to others. When you believe in your worth, you begin to recognize the worth of others. Your words create a ripple effect, influencing not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. And let's not forget about the way speaking life impacts your actions. Our thoughts and emotions don't just sit idle, they fuel our actions. When you speak words of confidence and possibility, your actions will reflect that belief. You will take steps toward your goals no matter how small, because you now believe that progress is possible. You will be more likely to take risks, try new things, and step outside your comfort zone, because your words have given you the courage to move forward. Speaking life isn't just about changing your thoughts, it's about activating your potential and taking action. Over the course of these 3 days, you might find that there are moments when you slip back into old patterns of negative thinking. That's okay. Change doesn't happen overnight, and it's normal to face resistance when we try to break free from old habits. But the key is to not get discouraged. The more you practice speaking life, the easier it becomes. The more you replace doubt with faith, the more natural it will feel to believe in your own ability to succeed. There's another crucial aspect to this challenge: the impact of the words you speak to others. For the next 3 days, not only will you focus on speaking life to yourself, but you will also choose to speak life over the people you encounter. Speak words of encouragement, affirmation, and kindness. Instead of tearing people down with criticism or judgment, lift them up with words of praise and support. When you speak life to others, you create an environment of positivity and growth, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. This, in turn, will help reinforce the positive changes you're making within yourself. As you embark on this challenge, remember that 3 days may seem like a small amount of time, but it's a powerful starting point. 3 days of intentional, positive self-talk can be the catalyst for a major shift in your life. It's not just about saying the right words. It's about believing in those words and allowing them to shape your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your relationships. At the end of these 3 days, you will have experienced the power of speaking life in a way that will inspire you to continue this practice long beyond this challenge. Speak life and watch how your life begins to transform. Faith and action are two forces that, when aligned, create an unstoppable combination. They work in tandem like two wings of a bird, each playing a vital role in propelling us toward our goals, dreams, and purpose. It is easy to talk about faith. Everyone has a general understanding of what it means to believe in something greater than oneself. Yet true faith is not just a matter of believing, but of doing. Faith without action is like a seed that never gets planted, never watered, and never has the chance to grow. On the other hand, action without faith is like working tirelessly without purpose, expending energy without a clear direction. The magic happens when faith and action align, when belief and effort work together toward a common goal. Make belief and effort look together toward a common goal. When you think about faith, you must realize that faith is not just a passive state of mind. It's not just about having the right thoughts or waiting for things to happen. Real faith is active. It compels you to step out into the unknown, to take risks, and to put your trust into something you cannot see or fully understand. Faith requires movement. It challenges you to believe that the impossible is possible, and then to act as though that belief is true. It challenges you to do something, to take steps toward your goals, even when you can't yet see the outcome clearly. This is where faith and action must align. Take a moment to consider the significance of action in relation to faith. Action is the visible manifestation of what you believe on the inside. If you truly believe in your purpose, in your potential, and in your ability to succeed, that belief will manifest in the decisions you make and the actions you take. If you have faith that something is possible, but you fail to take any steps toward it, then that faith is dormant. Faith without corresponding action is like a dream that is never pursued, a vision that remains a fantasy. Faith requires you to step out and act in accordance with what you believe. Action gives faith its substance. Without it, faith is only a thought, a wish, or a hope, but never a reality. Now let's take a practical example. If you have faith that you are capable of starting your own business, that belief alone won't bring your business into existence. Faith gives you the belief that it is possible, but action is what brings that belief to life. You must take the necessary steps, researching your market, creating a business plan, securing financing, finding clients, and so on. Without these actions, your faith would remain just an abstract concept, a hope that never materializes. But when you take those steps, you give your faith the opportunity to manifest. You prove to yourself and the world that you truly believe in what you are capable of. You align your actions with your faith, and the result is progress. Number 2, now let's talk about the reverse. The importance of faith in your actions. When you take action without faith, you may find yourself stuck in a cycle of effort without results. It's like pushing a boulder uphill without knowing if there's even a hill at the top. Action without faith can be draining and discouraging. You may exhaust yourself by doing all the right things, but still feel like you're getting nowhere. This is because you are missing the fundamental ingredient that fuels and directs your efforts. Faith is what gives your actions purpose and power. It's what keeps you going when the road gets tough, when obstacles arise, and when the results don't come as quickly as you expect. Without faith, action can become mechanical, routine, and devoid of meaning. You may find yourself doing things simply for the sake of doing them, but without the belief that your efforts will lead to something greater, your actions lose their momentum.